You all set? Ladies and gentlemen, okay, of Belfast, put your hands together and welcome one of your own. Give it up for the amazing Shane Todd!
Oh yes, guys. I've done this show all over the world. This is the last time I'm going to do it here in Belfast. I'm very excited. It's Mother's Day, we're recording this. You guys spend it with your wee mummy. Thank you, thank you. Last time I did the show was in Australia, which was crazy because in just 1 week, me and Taylor Swift shifted 620,000 tickets. The promoters genuinely sent an email before it. I'm not making this up. They were like, listen, world's biggest star is going to be there. Do you want to push back and do the show in a different month? But she was happy to just plow on. So I think that says a lot about her, you know. What I learned whenever I was in Australia and in other countries doing this show is everywhere is kind of the same. Every city centre nowadays, you keep your wits about you. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. None more so than here in Belfast. What I'm about to tell you took place like one street away in Botanic in Belfast. On way to play football with some mates. I got my football boots in my hand, excited, out of nowhere. I don't know if you've seen these guys. We like, do you know like we like city centre rat guys? Do you know what I mean when I say, this guy came out of a dark alleyway at me, but only in the way that a city centre rat guy can, like sort of. You know what I'm talking about, half man, half rat, and I thought we only had them. I went to Australia for a second, I was like, he's here too, different guy. They're all over the world, the wee. And they're only in city centres. No rural man will ever. It's a wee city centre hunch and face that happens all over the world. I'm walking through Belfast. This guy came out of an alleyway, came right up to me, made me jump, carrying my football boots. He said, "What football top's up, bro? What football top's that you're wearing?" Now, obviously, nowhere else in the world is that a dangerous question. I was honest with him, I was wearing a blue football top with a yellow cross. I said, "It's Sweden, mate. Sweden football top." The guy said, "Are you Swedish, mate? Aye." I didn't want to say to him, I was like, "Oh, that's not how it works." You don't have to be, I just bought it. Like, you know, you're allowed to just, I don't think he knew that. I was like, "No, I'm from here, but they let you. You can just, you don't have to be Swedish. I just got it like online or whatever. You know, I didn't need to show a passport or get like a Swedish friend to buy it for me. You know, you can just have it." And the guy goes, "What do you mean you're not Swedish?" I said, "Really, man, I'm from here." And I thought that was a mental policy this guy had. Right? That just because we were in Belfast and I was wearing a different top, that I was what the top is. Because I could have picked any top to wear to football that day. You know, I could have worn my Nigeria shirt to football that day. "Excuse me, bro. You Nigerian?" Just because we were in Belfast, he thought I am what the top is. You can't just assume. Like, if I was wearing a Stone Island shirt to football that day, would he have just assumed because we're in Belfast it's fake and I do coke? I don't know. There's a few guys laughing at that, hiding their top, like, "Ha ha. Yes, mate, good one." He was buzzing, he thought I was Swedish for a split second. He was sort of half in, half out of the alleyway. He said, "You're not Swedish yet, mate?" "No." I said, "Mate, 100% not Swedish." The guy went, "Fuck's sake." "Doesn't matter, then." And then he just disappeared back down the alleyway. And I haven't slept since, because I'm going, if I had said yes to that question for banter, where was he taking me? "I've been waiting a long time for you, bro." Which reminds me to alert the authorities here, because somewhere, like one street away, there's 24 very confused Swedes that don't know what the rat man wants. I'll say this, I like doing small shows like this. This is a lot of fun. Lavery's Comedy Club right in the centre of Belfast. I love this. Distinct lack of security presence. That's one thing I quite like about the big shows. Men in high-vis jackets at the front of the stage. You know, comedians nowadays on edge. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. To the point where, like, I might need just people that sort of work for, like, what's your name, mate? Cameron, you're working tonight, so you That's your flank, you know what I mean? That's your side. Remember the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing? I need you to just keep your head up like you're in the city centre and there's a wee rat man about to nod your feet. What do you do? What do you work at, Con?
I'm a restaurant manager.
You're a restaurant manager? What's a restaurant? McDonald's? Guys, I've got this. When you say restaurant manager, I'm assuming you're pouring wine like this. Does it taste? You actually said restaurant. You didn't pronounce the T. You're not loving it right now. You be my security side in that side of the room? Pretend the fucking Burger King himself is showing up. Fucking. Guys, I got some big news before I kind of started touring this show. Because I love like stand up and all. It's my dream job. I'm always laughing. I'm always joking. But a few months ago, my dad rang me. Now my dad's always like joking, laughing. Knew it was a serious one. My dad told me I needed to come down to the house. I said, "Is everything all right?" He goes, "Yeah, mate. Just been speaking to the doctor. Wondered if you could call down." I said, "Oh, just tell me over the phone." He said, "I can't, mate, and I don't want you hearing this from anybody else." Go down to my dad's house. Obviously very nervous. My dad's 74. I said, "My dad's always joking." I get there. My dad's white as a sheet, pacing up and down. Tells me to take a seat. I said, "Is everything all right? Like, what's wrong?" My dad goes, "Mate, been speaking to the doctor, got the diagnosis, and I've got full-blown Peyronie's disease." Now, like you guys, I hadn't heard of it either. So I'm like crying, you know what I mean? I said, I'm looking at this man and going, have I spent enough time with this guy when he's been around? Have I appreciated him enough as my dad? And I said, "Look, forgive me for saying I have tears in my eyes." I'm like, can you explain to me what Peyronie's disease is? Because if you fucking ruin this for me, fuck, what did Andrew say about the fucking 170 quid? This 170 quid, curtains 40 quid each, Amazon. Scratch someone's eyes out at the end of the show. My dad said I got Peyronie's disease. I said I've never heard of that. Can you tell me what it is? And I don't mind telling you, I've got tears in my eyes. Right? I'm like Sinead O'Connor in the Nothing Compares to You video, right? And I do look a bit like her, but there's like a single tear, right? I said, "Daddy, just tell me." My dad went on to describe to me that he has a condition that is real, right? Look it up after the show. I'm not making it up for a show. My dad really has this. And he's not a doctor, right? Doesn't know the medical terms. He's just describing it as best he can. But he was basically telling me that whenever he gets, in his own words, right, a hard-on, it doesn't go straight anymore. It bends very painfully, sometimes to the right. He's just demonstrating this at my eye level with a Sky remote. And he was basically saying, through my tears, I'm sort of seeing him say that sometimes it can go right, sometimes it goes left. Sometimes, as he put it, I'm on the floor, right? My dad said sometimes it curls back like a wee pig's tail in on itself. I can do that too. All sore and all, I'm a wee dick and all. And I'm passed out. I said, "I thought you were dying. I thought you were telling me that you're dying." My dad said, "Mate, I'm dying of embarrassment. You want to see this thing? You want to see this thing? All shapes." I said, "Let me tell you right now, this is not a come down to the house situation. At most, this is a WhatsApp. At most, it's a WhatsApp. Hello, mate, your dad. Listen, my dick doesn't work anymore, but sure, I'm 74. Why am I still getting boners? LOL. Just to clarify, my dick is broken. Emoji where he's winking with his tongue out. At most." I just shrugging his shoulders. What? I said, "Also, you told me I had to hear this from you in case I heard it from anybody else. Who? Think I'm going to be at football? One of the lads is going to take it upon himself to pull me to one side and be like, 'Listen, mate, lads, I got this, lad. I don't know if you've heard me, but just your dad's dick is in terrible shape at the minute. You might want to speak to him about that. We're all thinking of you. My dad said, mate, I thought you should know. I said, well, first of all, I softened a bit. I said, first of all, I just want to say I'm glad you told me because I have a tour coming up, right? So I just want to say thank you so much. My dad was really like paranoid about it. He's like, oh, I thought I should tell you. I'm a bit nervous about it and all this kind of thing. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, maybe I'm in the wrong here, you know? Maybe I should give my dad more sympathy for this. Because the more I thought about it, the more I was thinking, and here's something you guys don't need to know about my dad. But my dad, two things. Number one, my dad's a short guy, right? My dad's like 5'5", right? My dad's a short guy. But my dad has, no, you're saying this. My dad has like a big old dick on him. Like a big old man's dick that's seen lots of weather. Does that make sense? You don't need to know this. Also, not his ethnicity, right? His dick. Not his, doesn't match. Like my dad is white, but my dad's dick is from somewhere warmer. To the point where I don't know if that's always been his one. There's a story behind it. You're like, how do you know? I saw it once at a water park in Tenerife in 1995. Because he showed me it. And what do you think of that? I said, for a second, I thought you were carrying an antique mahogany chair leg for a friend, but does not match. But the reason I'm telling you that, if my dad did have, as he put, a hard on, I don't even like to use that phrase, but that's what he said. I'd say if my dad did have a hard on, he would look like a capital L, right? This guy would be as long up as he is out, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is if he's out in public, he can't control the direction of this thing. He doesn't know when he's going to get that urge. If he can't control this thing, being a wee short guy and having such a big dick, that's a weapon. That is a dangerous weapon. What if my dad walking through Belfast city centre someday, cyclist coming up, approaching, my dad doesn't see the cyclist, at the same time my dad sees a woman in a low-cut top? That cyclist dead. Look, just straight decapitated by a 74-year-old man's dick. It's a real condition. Look it up, Proney's disease. Like it's terrible for my dad. Like it's life-threatening for him and other people because he has it. But like if any of us have Proney's disease, lads, it'd be embarrassing, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? It'd be embarrassing because you can treat it. But for some guys, like my dad and me, like father, like son, with our big dicks. Not doing stand-up. Stand-up's the best job in the world. It's just my dream job. Weird thing about stand-up though, it's the only job where people will ask you to demonstrate your job when you're not doing your job, so you can prove that that is your job. Here's what I'm talking about. You're out having a drink at a bar, you run into a guy, it's always the same kind of guy. He's got his mates around him, he's had a few pints. Guy will ask you, oh, what do you do, mate? What do you do for a living? Tell us what you do. I say, oh, I'm a comedian. You go, fuck's sake. Oh, we have a comedian here, lads. Comedian here, apparently. Fuck's sake. Tell us a joke, mate. Tell us a joke and we'll see. Tell us a joke, we'll see if you're a comedian. It's the only job that happens with. Like, you would never meet a bricklayer on a night out and go, bricklayer, apparently. Do a wall. Do a wall, right? Put an extension in this bar right now, dickhead. See who the bricklayer is. Put a conservatory in this Weatherspoons, mate, within the hour. Stand-up's weird because people just always ask you to tell them a joke. That's what they do. The weirdest job that people react to when they meet someone from it on a night out is professional fighters, boxers, MMA fighters. Because that is the job that people will demonstrate your job to you as if you don't know that's what you do. Any guy anywhere in the world between the ages of like 21 and 40, somewhere on your social media, I think by law, there has to be a photo of you and a well-known boxer or MMA fighter. And for absolutely no reason at all, you're showing them what they do in that photo. Every guy has a photo of Conor McGregor here, just like, yes, mate. You're a restaurant manager. Why is your fist? You're not the fight. Do you understand? And then Tyson Fury, whatever else, he has to do it back. He's like, yes, mate. That's it, mate, yes. And no one's ever smiled in the history of that photo. There's rules around that photo, like you can't smile in it or you look weird. No one's ever done this. Tyson Fury, could I get a photo? Legend, mate, thank you. It's this, isn't it? Can I get a photo? Oh, Anthony Joshua, can I get a photo? Legend, mate, my mate's going to take it. Thank you, brother, really appreciate it. Thank you, mate, I work in retail. That's why I'm doing this. Don't smile, mate, make it weird. It's the only sport that happens with, isn't it? You act it out to the person from it when you meet them for a photo. Like, you would never run into, like, Ronnie O'Sullivan, best snooker player of all time. Never run into him on a night out in a smoking area and be like, Ronnie, sorry to bother you, mate. No, you get this all the time. Sure, you get tortured. Listen, if my mate took a wee photo, would that be okay? Gentleman, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. You're a legend. Thank you, mate. My mate's going to take it. Cheers, Ronnie. Appreciate that, brother. No one's running into the top jockeys in the world being like, yes, mate, quick one, jump on. Smack my arse and pull my hair, but don't smile. This will get weird if you smile. I just get excited doing this job. Like, at this point in my life, I don't think I've been this excited since an Asian guy joined my school halfway through term. 2002. I don't know if anyone here experienced this. It's only a big deal in like our part of the world when an international student joins a mix of people lose their minds. Because places you go on tour, you see multiculturalism, you see diversity. People grew up with like a whole mix of races and ethnicities and nationalities in their class. But if you grew up here in the late 90s, early 90s, you didn't. And it was like weirdly a big deal when it happened. I'll never forget the day. Because everyone in my class, we all looked the same. We all had the same names. Yeah, we all do short, like one syllable name, you know. Shane. You know, it doesn't even sound like a name. That sounds like a motorbike going past the window. Shane. It's crazy, like you go to like Starbucks in different parts of the world, they go, what's the name for the order? Shane. Smiley face it is. What's your name, mate?
Ross.
Ross? You know what I mean? I hadn't even finished that sentence. And Ross? What's your name, mate? Dylan. That should be two syllables, isn't. Dylan. So when an international student joined the mix, it was nuts. Also, never look kind of like me and sit this close to the front row. You looked at her like, do you get this all the time? Do you fuck? Do you fuck? You turn around, you show everyone how on the brow of a hill you look like me. Turn around, Dylan, turn around right now. Dylan, stand up at this part of the special. Turn around, look at this. Here's what I want to do, right? Do you know what would be really funny? Now, if I do what I'm about to do, and then we put this picture up, nobody go, that was so funny, I was there that night when you switched with that guy. Just put this up, and we'll just not say anything about it. Dylan, stand at the microphone. Stand at the microphone, Dylan, and wait, and just do this. Just do this. I didn't know you had a pervert trench coat on, or I wouldn't ask you to do that. But what time are you flashing at, Dylan? Also, you're more like me than I thought, because when I said but a pervert trench coat, you went like this and showed me the Zara badge, and that's so me to be like, joke's on you, dickhead. This costs 47 quid. Oh yeah, the Asian guy. It was just a mad time. And it was totally unannounced when an Asian guy joined my school. I don't know if this happened to anyone else locally who got an international classmate join, but it was huge. Like, that was nuts. I'll never forget it. Boys were just in geography, boring Tuesday afternoon, nothing happening. All of a sudden, principal kicks the door in, took it off the hinges. He was hyped, right? All the students looked the same, sounded the same. Not that day. Principal walked in, you knew something big was happening. He was like, "Are you boys ready to go fucking mental?" "What is it, sir?" He said, "Guys, you've got a new classmate joining." It was like a game show, right? He built it up, you know. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to meet your new classmate, Smoke Machine?" Going, right? He said, "This guy is from Hong Kong. He's lived there his whole life." We could just see a wee pair of like mystery shoes under the door. We didn't know who was in them. Tensions building. I suppose, "Ladies and gentlemen, he's from Hong Kong. He's lived there his whole life. Please welcome." At this point, I'm like, this is incredible. This is what I need in my life, an international mate. He's from Hong Kong. I can learn some of his customs, teach him some of mine. This is great. This is exactly what I need in my life. Because all my friends look the same, sound the same, have the same names. Principal goes, "Ladies and gentlemen." Then I went, oh shit. Speaking of names, what if I get his name wrong? What if I can't pronounce it? What if I say it wrong? Because it's going to take me a while to get used to it. Because I only know like our pre-approved list of like 20 names here. His obviously isn't on it. What if I don't know? What if I don't know how to pronounce his name? Will he be offended? Will he be embarrassed? I didn't need to worry about that. This was a wild age where things just weren't done appropriately. Principal's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, he's from Hong Kong. He's lived there his whole life. Please welcome," sharp and take a breath from everyone, "Gary." When I tell you, Gary was more confused than all of us. This guy's introducing himself, being like, "How's it going, lads? Gary." Became Gary 5 minutes ago. "Nice to meet you, boys. Hello." They are. He was introduced to us as Gary Zhang. They wrote his name on the board. Gary Zhang. Surname, authentic Asian surname. And all the boys were like, "This is nuts. Like, why has this happened?" And we felt bad for Gary because we were like, he probably wants his authentic name. We want his authentic name. Why has this happened? And then I found out years later, and thankfully they don't do this anymore, but if you were an international student coming over here to study back in the day, and you had a name that wasn't one of the 24 names, the school were just like, "Nah." No. "Sorry, pal, there's a pamphlet with 5 names on it. 4 of them are Gary. Do the right thing. Gary." That's just the way it worked. I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. Imagine that happened in reverse. You know, if I'd gone over to study in China as a child, all nervous and all, of course you'd be, different culture. Go over, meet the principal. He's like, "What's your name?" I say, "Shane Todd." He's like, "Ah." Hands me a pamphlet, 5 names on it. I'm standing outside a classroom door, all nervous. Me and my Chinese classmates. Principal's like, "Wait there." He walks in. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen." Now, obviously, I'm not stupid. I know he would be saying this in Asian, right? Not stupid. Can't believe you said that, though. "Ladies and gentlemen, he's from Hollywood, County Down. He's lived there his whole life. Please welcome, He Ping Ping." And I just walk out like, "Yes, boys, hello." He Ping Ping. "That's me, He Ping Ping." Obviously, He Ping Ping. Nice to meet you. He Ping Ping Todd, lads. What's a crack? He Ping Ping Todd. Some people might not like that joke, you know? Some people might think, "I didn't like the way you did that." You just make up a name you think's funny. Is that what you do? Joke's on you. Because, and obviously like 99% of people here will know this, I didn't just make up a name. He Ping Ping, as you guys know, is not just any name. For, I want to say, was it about 11 years, between about 2000 2011? Smallest man in the world. Penny just dropped with a few people. Yeah, the wee man. Not just anyone. He Ping Ping. The former smallest man in the world. You remember him? Wee fella. When I said it, a few people, hey, people getting ready to fucking pop off. A few fans in, yeah. Smallest man in the world for a long time. I remember retaining that name. read the Guinness Book of Records as a kid. I retained that name. He Ping Ping. It stuck with me. And I remember even as a child thinking, someday I'm going to have a platform to just fucking give a wee man just, a wee bit of respect, wee bit of a shout out, And tonight's the night. There's probably people here, don't think it's lost on me, there's people here becoming the local comedy for years probably. And the whole way through this boom of local comedy in Belfast, you're probably coming along thinking, this is great. The local scene's really kicked off. People are talking about it all over the world. But probably a party is unfulfilled thinking, when's someone gonna just fire out a wee He Ping Ping for the boys? And you were here for it, Wee He Ping Ping. Not Wee He Ping Ping. I don't want to confuse anyone. I just mean He Ping Ping, but he famously was wee. He's dead. Yes. Yeah, I know. Nah. Guys, like, don't you remind me, brother? If you've seen me do stand-up before, if you've come to see me on tour before, you might have heard me talking about having a kid in the middle of COVID. That was a wild time. But I think any time I'm learning is a wild time to have kids. There's no normal time to have a kid, no normal experience of having a kid. Like our first time, oh my God, I was so stressed. As soon as my wife told me we were pregnant, I packed a bag, like straight away, and like 2 months before we were due to give birth, I left it by the door, just ready to go. I tried to be like the best birth partner I could be. I even had, like months before the due date, I had a Spotify playlist preloaded for the car journey there, for me driving my wife to hospital, with Scandinavian spa music. Did he just say that? Scandinavian spa music to just relax her and for me to get in touch with my roots. And then I was reading all the books. I was trying to be this thing of, people talk about, you gotta be super dad. That's what I was trying to do. And the second time, because we had our 1-year-old like 12 months ago. How does he do it? Straight away with that. I'm always nervous the first time I do something, and then when I've done it, I'm like, you know what? We know what we're doing. Second time my wife told me she was pregnant, I was like, that's brilliant. I didn't freak out. That's amazing news. I said, see, this time, we've been there. We've done it. We've given birth before. Thank you. So this time, have a bit of fun with it. I'll be a bit more laid back with it all. We know what we're doing. She said, what do you mean? I said, no, I just mean last time, it was That was a long 9 months. For you as well. I'm counting you in that, right? For you as well, for sure. My wife said, what do you mean? I went, listen, we'll enjoy it more. We'll be a bit more laid back. And I adopted a far more laid back policy to the birth of my second child and tried to make that rub off on other members of the marriage, right? Not one in particular. But the people who were less open to banter last time. Case in point, my wife's having contractions with our first child, getting ready to go to the hospital. It was my job to note down when the contractions were. I started having fun with that after about the third one. You gotta have it. I was downstairs, she was upstairs in the bath. She was having all these contractions. She'd be like, another one. I'd write it down. She was like, another one. About 10 times she did it. She said, another one. I said, DJ Khaled. Hated it. Begrudgingly, about 6 months later, admitted it was decent banter. I said, thank you. I said, I tried to be more laid back to the point where one day, and it was like a week before the due date, My wife said that to me. She was like, listen, here's the due date. I wrote it down. I put it in my phone. Hey, I'm setting that day aside. No problem. Because that's what we've agreed. Will be the day that we have the baby. Actually, okay, mate, thank you. Actually, don't mind telling you, set aside a day either side of it, right? Because I'm like that. But like a week before we were due to give birth, we're at home. Now, my wife was having a lot of naps, a lot of baths. She was upstairs pretty much the whole week. And I did take that week off work because I had become obsessed with, I don't know if you guys have seen Below Deck on Netflix. We've peaked with reality TV. Unbelievable. I got so, what is it? Crew of a luxury yacht going around the world, getting up to all sorts, let me tell you. Oh, on the high seas. Incredible. I'm watching episode after episode. She's upstairs, so I have the run of the house to myself. I'm watching that in maternity leggings, mainly, is what I'm doing. Right, for solidarity. Because I'm like that. And another reason I'm wearing maternity leggings is because when you make a wee cup of tea when you're watching like Below Decks or just whatever you watch on Netflix, because it's so easy watching streaming service nowadays, isn't it? You just hit one button, boom, you're in. Yeah? Just wants to know one thing. Who's watching? Me. My wee cartoon thing. It knew it was me anyway, right? You get in. So convenient. And when I'm back and forth making cups of tea, sitting in my chair watching Below Deck, the maternity leggings, oh, perfect. A few biscuits. in the lining. A couple of gluten-free hobnobs slipping in there, no problem. I'm having the time of my life. I love it. And one particular day, I'm watching the season finale, season 1 of Below Deck. I'm having a great time. This is brilliant. About 10 minutes before the finale ends, I do what I always do. Any season finale, I hit pause. People always go, if I'm watching it with someone, they go, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you mean? It's about to be over. I say exactly. And I do the thing I always do 10 minutes before any season finale ends. Bonus cup of tea. Try it. The adrenaline rush. Pause. Bonus cup of tea. See where that kettle's boiling? You're just going, what's going to happen? It's all going through your head. You're reliving the best minutes in your head of season 1. Incredible. So I'm doing that. Come back in, couple of biscuits, go to sit down in my chair for the season finale. I lower myself into my chair, getting ready, just Netflix, you know, one button, no pause, no rewind, it knows where you left off. Let's go. Just get in my chair, sit my tea down, hit play. At that moment, my wife walks into the room, unannounced. Keep that in mind for the next 10 minutes when you're on her team. She said, we need to go to hospital right now. This baby's coming. Now, the first time she told me that with our first child, I remember the exact moment, and I was in the car before she finished the sentence, getting ready to drive her to hospital. But as I say, second time is a bit more laid back, and also finale. She said, we need to go to hospital right now. I said, yeah. I said, oh, 100%. I said, yes, but I said, I think I remember reading in the books with the first child, do rush to hospital straight away when you think it's coming. But with the second one, I said, I think, nearly sure it said, don't be afraid to take 9-10 minutes and go to your sister's house. It's next door, it's convenient, right? She said, we need to go right now. I said, you're right. That's the kind of guy I am. Turned it off. I said, you're right. I said, you want me to give you a lift up? Yeah? You want to lift the hospital right now? Is that what you're telling me? I'll drive. I'll give you a lift. Something like that. Who drove last time? Me. Back in the hot seat again. Because with her first pregnancy, I drove. But as I explained to her, I drove first time. More than happy to do it again. Delighted to do it again. I drive us up, of course I do. We get in the car. She's sort of like, deep breathing. She's got her hands on the dashboard. She's uncomfortable. I can tell that. So I get Spotify. Boom. I've got it loaded up. Not the Scandinavian spa music this time. I hit play on something else. She's like, oh, can you turn that down? I was like, oh, what? She goes, oh, just turn it off. And I was like, this is for you. To be fair to her, it was my podcast, right? And that's on me. I said, this is a good episode if you were given a chance. Funny. She wanted me to turn it off. We get up to hospital. Half an hour later, it's the same hospital we went to the first time. We get up there, it's the same midwife. Brilliant result. We feel more comfortable. We know her, she knows us. She walks out. I've got the bag in my hand. Let's go. Midwife walks out, stops us at the automatic doors in the maternity ward. She said, listen, I'm really sorry about this, but if you remember from last time, we're going to do this the same. Mum, we're going to bring you in for a quick 5-minute examination. Dad, you wait here. It's like, first of all, I'm not your dad. You're 47. Again, apparently a no banter zone, right? She didn't like it. You just take this very seriously. I'll say that. Sorry. She said, Mom, you come in with me, quick 5-minute examination. She said, Dad, I'm really sorry. You're going to have to wait here outside the doors of the hospital for 5 minutes. Is that okay? I said, hey, take 9. You girls take your time. I'm kidding. I wouldn't watch the last 9 minutes of season 1 finale of Below Deck outside the automatic doors in the maternity ward because a lot of the mothers nearby were being quite, quite rude. So I couldn't. I said, it's not my day. It's not my day, apparently. Put the phone away. That's going to wait another day. That's out of my mind. Wait there for 5 minutes to come back. My wife has a face like thunder. I said, is everything all right? She said, listen, baby's not as far on as we thought. We sort of jumped the gun a bit. I said, all right. And the midwife went, listen. She went, Dan, I'm really sorry about this. I said, what's wrong? She went, the maternity ward's packed upstairs. We don't have many beds. It's very warm. It's crowded. But we want to keep Mum in and observe her on the ward. I said, no problem. I'll bring the stuff up. She went, She went, unfortunately, we still have some COVID protocols in place. The midwife said, they're like lovely. She went, this isn't my call, but unfortunately you can't come. I said, what does that mean? She went, well, listen, we'll do it the same time as we did last time. We'll give you a call an hour before we think the serious labour is going to start, so I guarantee you won't miss the birth of your child. But you're just going to have to go away and just wait all day. I said, fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. All day, probably. I can't come up here as a roasting up there and all, yeah. Fucking Brexit. I didn't know if it had anything to do with it. I honestly, it just felt like it was right to say. No worries. Got the fucking CGI in her for the next 3 minutes. You should have more control in your relationship. Don't let her go next. You're a cock. If that was my wife, you think I'd let her go for the toilet? Give me your Jack. And now we wait. What's weird is how I don't look weird in this. Everyone's looking at me being like, that fucking works for him, and that's wild.
I tried to stop her going.
3, 2, 1. But, that's nuts. Come on, if you say that, you can't drop an M-bomb in 2024. But, because people will think it was me. You can't say that. It's from Zara. Midwife's like, you just have to go. I said, I am not doing that. Midwife said, hey, we don't want a hero. She said, I don't want you going and sitting in your car like last time, going over to visitors parking. You did that with the birth of your first child. 24 hours you were over there. You're not doing that again. I was like, hey, it's 36. And the reason I know that is, I don't know if you ever sat anywhere with nothing on, because I couldn't have the car radio on in case the battery died. Couldn't have my phone on in case I missed a phone call to go over for the birth. I don't know if you ever sat anywhere without any devices or anything on for more than, 6 minutes. It gets weird. It gets really weird if you're sitting in the passenger seat of a car that's not on. One arm out the window for 36 hours. A man walked his dog, walking past, going through the hospital car park to a field behind, and gave me the weirdest look. He's like, what the fuck's that guy doing? Just sitting there. And I gave him one of them, right? I said, how you doing? The weirdest thing about that is the next day, 24 hours later, he went to do the same walk, and the same guy was just... I said, I'm not doing that either. I said, I'm not doing that. And he said, what are you going to do? I said, listen, instead of me going all the way home, I would be prepared, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not a hero, right? Here's what I'm going to do. What's a quarter of a mile down the road, right? Other side of the road, you can see it. What's over there? Hotel. I said, I would be willing to book myself a suite. If they don't have a suite, there's other hotels, right? Because I'll go further into Belfast if I have to. I said, I'll book myself a room in that hotel across the road from the hospital. So if you need me, instead of being half an hour there, half an hour back, what about I'm 1 minute away? I'm right beside you. My wife didn't like it. Oh no, the hormones going, all that kind of thing. She said, oh, you can do it. You're good to yourself, Hotel break for one? Oh, what? I went to defend myself. The midwife went to speak. I said, oh no, it's going to be 2 on 1. Out of nowhere, the midwife goes, Dad, it's actually a great idea. My wife went to say something cheeky back. I went, oh no, your wee mate just said. So that's a great idea. A wee hero beside you. By the way, I'm still clapping for you. Every Wednesday night, people think I'm mental. I'm still doing it. Wee mate Florence Nightingale there thinks I'm a pretty cool guy. My wife didn't like it, but she said, you know what, I kind of understand. So just go. I said, listen, I'm just going to be on standby. That's all I'm doing. She went, okay, just go. We part ways. I get over to the hotel across the road. What am I going to do? I see a button on the TV remote in the room. It's got the N logo on it. I'm about to watch the last 9 minutes of season 1 finale of Below Deck on Netflix. Get the phone call, bring my second child into the world, get us home in time as a family for season 2. What a day. This is magic. What a day this is going to be. I'm buzzing, right? I get in there, get the hotel TV remote, boom, turn the TV on. At that moment, I get a phone call from my wife. I only left her a minute ago. Right? I said, I answer it, right, because I'm like that. I said, you all right? She said, what are you at? I said, oh, nothing. I'm sitting there with a towel around my head, right? I hadn't even had a bath or a shower. My hair wasn't wet, but I was like, why not? I said, I'm just sitting here waiting for you. She said, well, listen, good news and bad news. I said, tell me the bad news. She said, baby's not ready. And there's other mothers here who are closer than me. I said, what's the good news? She said, well, listen, it's amazing. Instead of sending me all the way home to wait, they're gonna let me come and stay with you in the hotel. Isn't that amazing? I said, yay! Girls' night! Woo! Mocktails! She said, I'm ready now. I said, you want me to come pick you up, or what do you wanna... What are you thinking here? What do you wanna... What's the move? Because you could probably see me. I'm not close. You but look out the window. You probably see that's me. And I look at... Hey! What do you want to do? You want me to come pick you up? Probably take me. That's a one-way system up there. I get stuck in the backlog for visitors parking. I'll be all day. Or you could take a chance in those 4 lanes. There's 4 lanes of traffic there. You could make it. Like, you make that easy. If you get a jog on, you make that, no problem. Strong, independent woman. Like, you make that, no problem. So I went to pick her up, get her back to the hotel room. I'm thinking she's just going to want to talk about the birth, all that sort of thing. And, you know, hey, that's my job. You know what I mean? I'm there to just be the birth partner, listen to her, help her with whatever she needs. We get into that hotel room. My wife plays a blinder. She said, listen, I'm really sorry about this. Do you mind if I just have a bath and zone out and close the door? I said, okay. Don't know what I'll do, but okay. Run the best bubble bath I've ever run in my life. USB tea tree light candles around the bath. Oh, nice touch. Not all of them worked. They were from the birth the first time. I didn't know you had to recharge them, but still, thought was there. Get her into the bath. Help her in. I realised at that moment, though, I'd been selfish. Right? Because I'm thinking about Below Deck. And I'm not thinking about my wife. And last time I did a lot of positive reinforcements, reminding her how strong she is. And I realised I hadn't been doing that. So I knew I needed to deliver one of the best ones. And I decided to go off-piste. I did one that's not even in any of the books. I just came up with it. Because I knew I needed to let her know in that moment how strong she is and how much I appreciate her. I walked out of that room, sort of closed her eyes in the bath a bit. I said, hey, who run the world? Straight into the room, WhatsApped her, girls, right? Just in case she didn't get it. I don't know if she got it when I said it, right? Because I was out there too quick. I didn't give. She said, "What do you mean?" I closed the door. But I WhatsApped her because I'm like that, and I said, "Girls, I get into that room, here we go. You know what it's like. You want to watch Netflix nowadays? You hit one button, you're in, knows where you left off, and I only have 9 minutes left of this finale. Let's go. Sit down in the hotel bed, I've got the remote, let's go. Hit that Netflix button. This is where the drama starts. It brings me to a screen that I have not seen in a long time, because I've had Netflix for 12 years. It brings me to a login screen. And this is the point where I realise this isn't my one, you know, this one doesn't know me. This is a hotel one, it's not my wee mate too. What do you think? You want to watch that? Yeah. Get in here. Right? It's asking me for an email address and a password, and I haven't had to put that in 12 years because I'm automatically logged in on all my devices. So I've got the big, you know, it's like big old chunky hotel TV remote, not a brand I'm au fait with, right? When was the last time I had a Toshiba? So I'm sort of under a bit of pressure. I want to just hit the button. I could have been 2 minutes in, but I'm sort of faced with this obstacle and I'm about to go through a bit of drama. And it's asking me for my email address, and I'm putting in my full email address and going between the letters and the numbers and trying to find the wee @ symbol, and under a wee bit of pressure. And eventually I type in my full email address, and at the end of it, it's taking me like 10 minutes, I write .com. Now normally I'd laugh about that, right? I find that hilarious. I go back one space to change the N to an M, delete the row. Get the email address in under serious pressure. At this point, my wife shouted in, "I'm uncomfortable." I said, "Hey, we're both getting it tight, thank you." Sweating. It's asking me for my password. I do not know my Netflix password. I don't know any of my passwords. Automatic login, I've never changed them. It's asking me for my password. So I go, okay, I just want to watch my program, right? I go, yeah, send me the link. I go, yep, we sent you the link. I'm looking at my inbox. I'm not annoyed, I can't even put an eye in front of anything, right? My inbox, right? You know, if I'm in my inbox, I'm annoyed. But it's not in my inbox. And it says it is, and I go, do you want me to send it again? I go, send me it again, because it's not here. What's peeking out of my junk like this? The password link, guys. I know my wife's about to go through an ordeal, but I'm in the middle of a manual password reset. I've got the hotel TV remote. I've got my mobile phone out. I'm also realising that you don't just reset a password, do you? It's not that easy. I don't have it easy either in this day. I'm having to create a WhatsApp group for my family called Netflix Password Change to let them know, because they rely on my Netflix login. So I'm having to compose a fucking paragraph. Sweating, I've got the hotel TV remote, I'm warm in the room, having to write this message in. Hello everyone, just to let you know, new Netflix password, he ping ping 123, capital H, capital P. Eventually I get in, and that's the moment my wife chooses to walk out of the bath, hotel bathrobe round her, we need to go, this baby's coming. Now, I'm not even going to try and watch a program or say anything. I know we need to go. So I take the remote and I say, yes, no problem. I just need to. She went, leave it. I said, no, but I just literally need. She said, just leave it. I went, oh. She threw the remote. We just had to go. 5-6 hours later, I'm sitting there, my second child on my lap. He's looking up at me, I'm looking at him. My wife's just drifted off to sleep. Lovely ambience in the room. Midwife comes up to me. She says, just checking in, is everything okay? Which I thought was a lovely thing to do for the birth partner. Yeah, not just the mum who's been through the birth, but to come up to the birth partner. She said, is everything okay? I said, nope. No, thank you. She said, what's wrong? And she said, listen, I can see you're not crying. She said, I remember you crying the first time with your first child. She said, don't be nervous with the second one. It doesn't always come straight away. She said, I remember you crying with the first one because it was excessive. It was weird. We're still talking about that because I thought I was just going to do like cute crying, like a few wee tears. I was doing like ugly curb, 3 a.m. sitting on the curb saying, he's not worth it, crying. That's eyeliner and taco sauce crying, right? She said, don't be embarrassed, it doesn't come naturally the second time. You might cry in a day, a week, a month. It can come in a delay. I said, it's not that. She said, what is it? I said, it's just, no, it's nothing, but she didn't say anything. I said, it's just someone, right? Her rushed me out of the hotel room earlier, and she went, oh my God, did you forget something really important? I said, I don't even know how to say this. I said, I didn't have time to log out of the hotel Netflix account. So she said, "And what?" And I said, "And what?" "And what?" I said, "I'm still fucking probably, I'll be logged in, like I'll be still logged in. I'll be logged in over there, my Netflix, there'll be people in that room, in it, you know, there'll be a new family in that room, probably some German family or something. You know, tourists, you know, they come on, they're not going to take the time to log out of my account to log into theirs because they'll know, no offence, but Frank, you wouldn't understand, but how difficult it is to log in the first place. So I'm sitting here, you know, and then at this point, he's annoying me, right? He's just... Oh no, he's the city centre rat guy. So he's just, right, so he's doing my head in. I said, that's the thing, I've had my Netflix for 12 years. We've built up a relationship, knows what I like. You know what I mean? Suggest things for me. I watch something that goes, what about that? And I go, oh, why? I've had Netflix for 12 years, I've only been going with her 10. Do the maths, okay? I said, what's the problem? I said, they'll be over there, some German family. Fuck, my head was gone. I said, what if they're over there watching like German daytime TV soaps? Yeah? I'm going to get home, try and enjoy being a father, try and be like happy for this, but my Netflix is going to be going, oh mate, you want to watch Coronation Strasse? Head's gone, like head was fucking away. And you know, in the hours after that, everyone was texting me, you know, in the family group, you know, how is it, any news? And I was like, yeah, not good. They said the baby, I said the baby's fine, the algorithm is fucked. People go, how is the baby? I was like, I don't know, I live in the hotel across the road from the hospital, I haven't seen him. But things are good now. Thank you. Cheers. Season 3. And it only gets wilder, let me tell you. I miss my children. But I try and be a real parent. Right? And what I mean by that is, try and be real. If I'm a little bit selfish during the birth of my child, I'll tell you, but I'm never going to claim to be perfect. I hate fake social media parenting. Make it seem like they're amazing parents. And what they do is they do this thing where they say things their kids have said. They post things that their kids have said. Oh my God, my son just said this and this is mental. And it's always some like socially conscious woke point that this 3-year-old has made. And you know that 3-year-old didn't say it because you met that 3-year-old. And that 3-year-old is a fucking idiot. Last time I saw him, he was eating a pair of socks with a knife and fork. And wearing potato waffles on his feet. So I don't know if he's making statements like that. You know what I'm talking about? It's parents who will say things their kids have said, so you think, oh, you've raised them so well. And then they blow up. These posts blow up. You know, some woman, you know, being like, was driving my daughter through Belfast earlier. And she said to me, Mummy, can I ask you something? And I said, darling, you can ask me anything. In brackets, that's a relationship we have. She said, Mummy, is that a man or a woman in the car beside our car? Is it a man or a woman? Because I'm not sure. And I said, yes. And she said, Mummy, thank you. I guess love is love. 12,000 likes. And you know it didn't happen, you know? Some guy being like, oh, I was driving my son to school today and he said to me, Daddy, can I have more pocket money? And I said, come on, son. There's a cost of living crisis on. There are people less fortunate than us. You know, not everyone gets bought the very expensive gifts that I'm able to buy for you and your brothers and sisters. Why do you need more money? You should actually be thinking of ways to give your money away. And my son said, like all the charity work you do, Daddy. And I said, son, I do not like to go on about that. And my son said, but Daddy, did you not do that abseil down that hotel in 2002? With your bad back, that must have been so sore. I said, son, shush. I said, son, why do you need more pocket money anyway? And he said, well, Daddy, I don't think we should just stop at walking a mile in the shoes of asylum seekers. He said, Daddy, I need more money because I want to buy shoes for asylum seekers. Daddy, I want to buy a pair of memory foam Skechers for a Syrian immigrant. That's what I want to do, Daddy. My wee man. He's 7 months old. You know that didn't happen because kids don't talk like that. My kids don't talk like that. If I tweeted and posted what my kid said, my 3-year-old, it would not go viral. It wouldn't change the world because he's not this like political-minded, woke guy. My 3-year-old just talks like a 3-year-old. I can't tweet this. My son said to me recently, I was driving him in the car. My son said, Daddy, can I ask you something? I said, yeah, mate, what do you want to know? He said, Daddy, being serious, do you think anyone has ever pricked their nose so hard that they died? I said, I don't know, we're looking that up. Let me tell you, we're looking that up when we get home. That is a cracker. I fucking... Imagine. My wee man. You want to learn them stuff as well? Want to be a good teacher for my son, but you don't always know the answer straight away. I was driving my son recently. My son said, Daddy, can I ask you something? He's 3. I said, what do you want to know, mate? You ask me anything, I'll tell you the answer. He said, Daddy, see all the seas in the world? Is that all one sea, Daddy, or is it all wee different seas? I said, fucking... What? 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 Fucking hell. What do you mean? Is it? What do you? Do you mean like is all the different seas I tell you about like on the wee map we have, like I show you them, like the Atlantic Sea, the Irish Sea, and the Mediterranean? I said, do you mean are they all like separate, like individual bodies of water, or is it all like all joined up seas? He said, yeah, Daddy, are they all different or is it all joined up? I said, I'm on the hard shoulder with the hazards on, right? I said, well, they have different names, so there would be different, we'll ask your mummy when we get home, we'll have a laugh her trying to explain it. She won't know, some adults wouldn't know that, and you should think about that, because some adults don't, fucking, shut up, and he started asking me more stuff, so I obviously I just put all the back windows down, sped up, because if you're on the motorway, once you hit 70, it goes in his wee ears, and he's so, Daddy Meardre, so I said, well, stop being weird. Like you guys know the answer. Yeah, it's a big giant sea. All joined up. Wouldn't be possible. The worst one was this. We went swimming, me and my 2 sons, 1-year-old and 3-year-old. That's stressful. You're in the public leisure centre, trying to get them dressed, get yourself dressed. Normally it's me and my wife, 1 child each, get them dressed, military operation, out of there in 2 minutes. But having them both at the same time, I realised was stress. I get the 1-year-old undressed, put his swimming shorts on, get the 3-year-old undressed, start putting his on, the 1-year-old starts putting on the clothes that the 3-year-old was wearing. I'm like, good banter, but stop it. So I'm sort of lightly pinning him against the wall with my knee, and by the neck, and eventually get them both dressed, and I'm stressed, and I get myself undressed, and I'm just about to put my shorts on, stand there naked for a split second, go to put my shorts on. My 3-year-old pointed at me naked. He said, Daddy, can I ask you something? I said, yes, you can. I thought he's going to say something about the male form and gender and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a proud moment, and I could post this, and it would go viral. I could say, my son said this thing. I said, what do you want to know? You asked Daddy. He said, why is Daddy's wee man bendy to one side? I said, how the fuck is it not bendy to one? Not bendy, listen to him, fucking, fuck off. How's it bendy to one, not bendy to one side? No, because you're on a groove, where you're standing, there's a dip in that. I know it, because I'm not paranoid. Why would I be paranoid about that? But it's not that, it's just, I don't want to tell you this, since birth, your wee neck is, you have a weird crick in your neck, so you tell you what, you have a lazy eye as well. Wait till you find that out, life will come at you fast. I have a straight wee man, as was confirmed by, because there was loads of, I fucking lost, I sort of freaked out a bit, right? Because I'm not paranoid about that, but I then, still naked, opened the cubicle door, and there was a load of wee school kids on the way down to the pool, so I brought all them in, locked the door, I asked them, and they all sort of seemed to agree that it was straight, and they're crying and all, and I said, this is a good fur, if you're crying, it means it's straight, and you know, so it is, you know. I was raging, I was absolutely raging, but then it was all okay, because we had a brilliant night that night, me and my kids, because we got home, and we ended up watching Series 5 and they're decking on Netflix, and so Guys, let me tell you something. If I ever take the time to translate a joke, you show it the fucking respect. Unterdecken! Remember? I put that into Google this morning. For you. Series is Weise of Unterdecken on the Netflixen. Nothing! Remember earlier? Below Deck! The German family! I finished series 1! I'm on to series 2. I don't know if 2 is too, but I'm fucking doing my best. Unterdecken! 170 quid! That! Ah! I don't normally do that in the show, but I wrote that bit this morning and I laughed when I wrote it and I said, they'll love it. You! I thought he will love that! Fuck! By the way, that's the end! That's the end! We end on Unterdecken! No! 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 What you don't do, you either give it nothing, or you give it everything, and you didn't give it everything. So what we're gonna do is do it again. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Yep. Niall, this stays in. Okay? Respect me. I'm trying to get us out of here. I'm trying to get us out of the darkness. I'm trying to get this country to move on. Where is your wife? Now, was the mic in or out of the stand? In. Meanwhile, I'm at home watching series 5. If she comes back halfway through this, I'll fucking... Meanwhile, I'm at home watching season 5 Unterdecken on the Netflix and with my son. Lovelies, thank you very much. There is nowhere else I would have recorded this special. Thank you for the support as always. I'm Shane Todd. Thanks for letting me be your mummy tonight.